you can go ahead and do it. So now I think I'm at that point where I can do it. Make sure I have you guys see in there. I take it, I flip it over, okay? Now I come down and I parallel, and I need to literally come down. As you can see, it's already starting to harden. So I come in here and I wet my spatula. I use my spatula. I make sure it comes up. I do the heels. Make sure I'm keeping it parallel. See how I'm pushing down on it? I flare out the sides as much as I can. Get a paper towel. Put what I need there. I flare out. I put the little point in the front to indicate maxillary. Try to make it as much as I can, but I can tell I'm already moving it around too much. Notice I keep my hand on it. I keep my hand on it. This little point is off a little bit. You want to make sure not to lock your tray. Not to lock your tray. Okay, what you can do is you wet your finger, and you come back here, and you can smooth out your. Now it's not the exact measurements in the sense that the points are maybe off a little, but at least I have the idea, and it'll be some gives you the idea of the shape. And if I don't have the time, okay, then I can do that. I can take my knife because I want to make sure I don't overlock it. Use my finger, wet my finger to smooth it out. Okay. Come back here, and you can see on here, I'll lift it up so you can see how there's still some here. What I want to do is just wet my knife just a little, gently cut it. Don't cut the impression itself, okay? Making sure I don't lock my tray in, okay? Take my finger again, I smooth it out because it's still at that point that I can smooth it out. Okay, get a paper towel. Make sure to clean my spatula because I know I'm at that point where I can. Then I take my tray. I simply wipe it. The more I can wipe off now, the less I'm going to have to wipe off and clean after. So you want to make sure that you wipe down all the sides because it's easier to take it off now than later. Okay? Make sure to clean up all your area here. Move it just to the side. Okay? Okay. I take one other, clean my gloves because I have that there. I dry my gloves. I come back here, and now I simply dry, clean up the tray, the glass slab, excuse me. And I'm holding it steady, trying not to move it so much. Make sure there's no stone on the sides. Okay, it's good to go. Now I can take it and place it in the back. And this is the maxillary double pour. Now, I take it, I'll put it here for now to indicate that I already took it in the back. Now, the last part is the cleanup. The cleanup. The cleanup is very important, so that's why I'm going to include this in the video. Look at the amount of stuff that I have here. I use my wet microfiber towel to clean my area without breaking anything. Okay. I come back here, I look to see if my spatula is clean. Now after you wet it and you clean it, it's going to look nice, but you need to come back with a dry one and clean it up, because if not, it's going to leave the marks. And you want to make sure there's no stone on the handle, on there. This one I had soaking because I knew there was some in there. I come back. Now because I've had it soaking, it's easy just to take off. Okay? And then I can simply make sure to wipe it with my microfiber towel. Now guys, the dentists really do look to see who's clean and who's not in an office. Other assistants do too, because they don't want dead weight. They don't always want to have to be saying who left the cabinet door open, who didn't clean the models, who didn't put them away, because they get tired of having to do so much for everyone else. Now because there's stone in here with the water, before I can throw this down the drain, I must come over to the sink. And whenever you do with alginate or stone, you put you put paper towels. As you can see, someone already didn't follow directions there. There was stone there. You put a barrier like that. Now I can toss it, and you can see that the stone is on the paper. Okay? And you can see someone had already didn't follow directions and there was some stone in there. So, okay. Now I can come here, clean this out, excuse me, come back, clean out my bowl with a microfiber towel. Okay. Dry it to make sure that there's no stone in it. Once it dries, then I can clean all my bowls with the Clean and Lube. Okay? Now the only thing left to do is my dental vibrator, which I take off the paper. I double wrap mine, because if you don't double wrap it, then it stays like this, which I haven't had a chance to clean. But I did clean everything else. Look at this knob. Notice how it is here, and I can just wipe it down, and I've now saved this vibrator. Okay, this I still need to clean, but look at the knob on here. And it's kind of like how your knobs are right now, caked on with stone, and all I did was put a wet towel and soak it, and then gently just flick it off and use a little spatula. And I have to do the same to this. So again, you know, I tried to get the first lab to do as much as they could. So you guys have cleaned the rest, but you want to keep things clean. Your black box, before you put it away, should be clean. These, before you go put it away, there's stone in there. These need to be cleaned. The outside of these need to be closed and wiped down. These are just those little things, how you leave something ready for someone else, okay? All right.